Welcome to the very first Updates from SIIM with Cheryl and Jim. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Jim.
Jim, glad to have you here today.
It's great to be here today.
What a fun idea to provide updates to our members.
Yeah, you know, we've been talking about, we have a lot of different ways that we try to communicate with our membership. We have blogs, we have social media, but this is a kind of a new exciting thing for us, a little video vignettes.
Scary, but it's okay.
I bet people look back, it's maybe like the first episode of Star Trek Next Generation, be a little bit bumpy, but
hey,
next year from now, we'll look how far we've come.
Yeah, and you're here because you're now chair of the board.
Shocking news.
Since July 1st.
Yep.
How's that?
Well, it's been kind of a journey, but I think it's gone really well. You and I are both new in these roles.
That's right.
And despite the fact that SIIM's been around for decades, we're bringing, I think, a new look and feel to things, and it's been exciting.
Yeah, I've been known as a governance geek. I don't know.
And I see that hashtag floating around someplace. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm happy to join the board and be here as part of this.
We're so lucky to have you. You know, you've almost a year now.
It is coming up on a year.
Coming up on a year.
Hard to believe.
And you know, in that time, a lot's already happened. You know, your background, you've got this great split. You know, you've got this long history of being an executive director in audiology.
That's right.
A little bit different from imaging, but you learned.
But still healthcare.
Still healthcare, and you learned a lot about. You know, running these organizations is different from other entities.
That is true. And then my time at MITA and DICOM, working with the industry and standards, it all has flown well.
We are super lucky to have you.
Well, thank you. So why are we doing this?
Well, I think there's a couple reasons. Yeah. One is we wanted to feed our egos, and I think we're doing that nicely, right? That's pretty good. But but more importantly, we were talking about this before. You know, our membership, they want to know what's going on at SIIM. And there are ways you can go to our website, you can read the minutes about what's happening.
And that's kind of boring.
It is kind of boring.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple of you all out there that do that. But
excellent, keep doing it.
Don't stop, please.
Right.
But this is a way for people to learn more about what's happening. It's a chance for you and I to talk about the work that we're doing on a regular basis. And maybe more people will not only understand what's going on at SIIM, but so many people reach out to us and say, hey, I didn't even realize you all were dealing with, I don't know, this standard development or something like that.
And there is a lot going on, so grab a cup of coffee and spend the next 5 minutes with us.
Thanks for joining.
So Jim, there's so much going on at SIIM. Let's talk about some of the new initiatives. For example, the website, have you noticed it's different?
I have noticed. There are a bunch of things. First of all, just the overall color palette, the look and feel is absolutely different. One of my favorite things, though, that's new about it is, and this sounds silly being a technology society, are the people.
Oh.
When you look at our website now, you see SIIM members. You see the people, both the people who speak and have been around the society for a long time, and even people who've just come to the meetings for the first time. And I love that we see the people behind the technology on our website.
The faces of SIIM, there are many, and we appreciate the members. So also, SIIM-U, coming soon.
SIIM-U, so for those of you all that are listening at home and don't know, that's our new distance learning platform. And it's going to give people the chance to learn about whether it's artificial intelligence or enterprise imaging or all these topics, but do so in remote distance learning situations.
24/7.
24/7, global. So
you're right.
Last year we were in Singapore. We met with people from developing nations who said, we need this kind of education. We want to learn more, but we can't afford to fly to the United States. How can we learn more? SIIM-U is going to give us the chance for people to learn about informatics from across the globe.
So saving people time, reducing costs of education, eliminating the travel, simplifying life. It's all in SIIM-U.
Yeah, good
Coming
stuff.
soon, January 2019.
Can't wait to see it.
Several months ago, Jim and I had the privilege of attending ACR's Inter-Society Summer Conference. The topic was on burnout. Physician burnout, to be specific. And to me, Jim, that was enlightening.
It was. It was a powerful conference for me.
Right.
First of all, I think that we were struck by the information that was shared about how prevalent this problem is.
Yes.
I know that within my own space, I've unfortunately known several physicians who have been not only burned out, but have actually committed suicide. That's the terrible sort of end cost to this disease.
Right.
And it's a growing problem. And it's something that I personally have experienced in my own training. So I understand how prevalent this really and problematic this can be.
Right. So, and here at SIIM, we want to be aware of that, and we're offering a session at our annual meeting on this topic.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it at our annual meeting. It's not just, certainly we have physician members who need to be educated about burnout, but the people who are working with them need to understand some of the symptoms of burnout.
Yes, and what to look for.
One of the things that was interesting out of that session was that it may be that behavioral problems from physicians, and we know that there are some of those out there, may be early signs of dysfunction or burnout in a physician. And so that might be a cry for help, not just a cry for boundary setting or something of that sort.
Right. No, but definitely a topic we want to be aware of and help our members if in fact they find themselves or someone that they know in that scenario.
Absolutely, and it's not just physicians. So anyone who's exposed to very long hours, feelings of helplessness, stress, can develop burnout. It's not just a physician. And so we think that this is something we want to look at across all of our members and find out how we can be more supportive of people running into this problem.
And the other thing I took away was the fact that, yes, there's the individual component, but also the system that the individual finds him or herself in.
That was really eye-opening, wasn't it? It's, I think that maybe we've all heard of doing meditation or being more mindful.
Exactly, yoga, yeah.
Yeah, it's just yoga, you'll be fine. And is there a role for the individual? Probably. But what we heard loud and clear is if you don't attack this from a system perspective, we're not going to be able to make the kind of inroads that need to be done to prevent these terrible outcomes.
Right.
Yeah. Important topic. Hard topic.
Hard topic, absolutely.
But we're really glad at SIIM to be able to kind of communicate this to our membership, and you'll be seeing more from us at the annual meeting. Be sure to attend.
So we very much want to increase our engagement, touch points with members, so members can become more engaged. Talk about, Jim, the SIIM Enterprise Imaging community and the meetup that's coming up at RSNA.
Yeah, so this is a group that we started a number of years ago. It's been a great partnership with HIMSS, and we have, this is a great example of virtual work going on throughout the year. But we think that it's important to get together, 3 times a year. We're going to get together at RSNA, HIMSS in the
February,
spring, and then SIIM in the summer. And it's a chance for everybody to get connected, to find out what's going on. We have all these different subgroups that are working on different topics.
Right.
It also puts some accountability in for us too, that we know that we've got to get things done in time for these physical meetings to show
nothing
what
like
kind
a
of
deadline.
That deadline makes you work pretty
Motivator.
hard.
Yeah, and the DM will be featured at the RSNA meetup.
The DM, so for those of you all at home listening, you might think about, so it's the Digital Imaging Adoption Model.
Right.
It's an international model that gives organizations the ability to figure out where they are in their adoption of enterprise imaging. It's a new topic. It's difficult to know, am I advanced, am I beginning, where are my gaps? And the DM, which SIIM has been a big part of working with our colleagues at HIMSS and others, will be, again, expanded upon at RSNA, and we'll hear more about it there.
So we have the collaboration with HIMSS. We also have opportunities for members to engage with SIIM at our annual meeting, and we're currently in the call for abstracts for SIIM 2019.
It's hard to believe that.
Right? Didn't we just have a
I feel like we just had a meeting. We're just kind of recovering from that.
Yeah.
But it's coming up in June of 2019 in Denver, Colorado. Beautiful area, a lot of fun.
Right.
No skiing, unfortunately, but it'll be great weather. So get your abstracts in now. So the submission deadline is coming up in December.
December 15th.
December 15th. Get those in. Be a part of SIIM. We want to hear the scientific research that you all submit to us is a key part of why we're such a great society.
Absolutely. So we've been talking about the ways to get involved with SIIM, and it so happens now, Jim, to be the time for renewals.
Convenient enough.
Right? And so 3 things to highlight, ways that we've actually touched members this year. One was our Net Promoter Score survey that we disseminated in June, asking members for input on their views of SIIM. Talk to us about the results that we received.
And maybe even before we get into the results, just not everybody may know about the Net Promoter Score.
Point.
Really a powerful metric that when you try to figure out your consumer or your member, how much do they feel attached or enjoy the service that they're getting. You can ask 40 million survey questions, but it turns out just asking one question, how likely are you to recommend SIIM to a colleague?
Right.
And we got phenomenal results. We got a score of 8.5.
Yeah.
And 8.5 out of 10 is a really, really good score in the Net Promoter Score. Could we do better? Yes.
Absolutely.
Did we hear from some folks in terms of what we could do better? We did. We listened. We're going to respond to that. But overall, SIIM has scores that are on par with some of the best sort of consumer brands out there. And I think we should be proud of that.
I agree. And secondly, we put out a call for volunteers, inviting members to participate on committees. We had 40 respond.
40 people came up, and I think for years people have come up to me saying, how do I get involved with SIIM? I love the society, I love what's going on, but I don't know how to participate. You had the great idea, let's just put it out there. We had over 40 people ask. They're now joining us on a number of our committees, participating in our task forces, and it's given us a whole new sort of perspective, a new sort of injection of young energy into our society.
And reading the reasons why they wanted to be involved, so touching.
It's
Loved it.
Pretty powerful.
No, and thirdly, we recently put out a call for comments on the practice parameter that you and 2 others happened to work on with ACR, AAPM, and SIIM on security.
And thanks to Ross Felice and Tom Kern for helping me with that. Deep technical paper about IT security, fun topic, but you know, might be a longer read sometime. But what was really impressive was when we put that out to our membership, we had a lot of responses from our members who took that product. It wasn't finished, but it was near final form. We wanted to know, is this ready for prime time? What do people from the front lines need to tell us? And we got some really important, insightful comments
And
back.
one comment, 32 pages.
Incredible, with references.
Right?
That's
impressive.
That is very impressive.
Yeah. All this to say, we very much need our members, and with renewals, again,
it's that time of year. You know, maybe we don't want to have a pledge drive video bit here, but we do need your membership. It absolutely is critical to why we're able to do these new types of outreach. And so be sure to get that in today, those renewals. It really helps build SIIM for the next generation.
Thank you. Jim, when did you fly in last night?
I thought we were going to go into that, you know, I just flew in and my arms are so tired kind of bit. Like I thought that, Cheryl, that's a little bit old. What are we doing again?
Well, we're going to change it up, right?
Oh yeah, my brain went totally blank. I can't believe it. You know, I'm not sure I'm ready for this board meeting.
Okay, we'll cancel it.